Okay, in the last video we learned how to convert exponential and log functions. Now we're going to solve them. We're at 12.3b. We've got 6 previous videos for chapter 12 that are linked into the description if you need them. So a log is an exponent of a number. We've now learned that. And log functions are the inverses of exponential functions. We just swap the x and y, don't we? And the answer to the question, what power, gave me that answer. So log base 2 of 8 asks what power of 2 gives me an 8? Well, 8 equals 2 to the y. And what power can we put there to equal an 8? A 3. 2 times 2 times 2. So we know that it equals 3. This is exponential function. This is log function. We can write the log function in log notation like this. Y equals log base 3 of x. We can put the parentheses or not. All right? That's how we read it. Log equals base 3 of x. All right? That's the base, the 3, and the argument is the x. And we've talked about this conversion rule in the box here, that y equals log base a of x is equivalent to x equals a to the y. We're going to use that. Certain equations containing log notation can be solved by converting them to exponential notation first. We talked about that in the video just before this one. So to solve for x, for the argument, we've got log base 2 of x equals a negative 3. Well, it converts to x equals 2 to the negative 3. See? And that can be written as a fraction with the denominator having an exponent, can't it? Because it's a negative 3, and if you're confused about that, there's a link to video 1.7 back in chapter 1 where we talked about negative exponents, okay? That means we've got the quotient of 1 and 2 to the third power, which is going to give us 1/8. All right? Now look at this one. We have log base 27 of 3 equals x. So we're asking ourselves, what power of 27 gives me a 3? Well, we're going to have to go down. We're going to have to go down into a smaller amount, like 1/3, in order to make that base as small as a 3, aren't we? So we know x is equal to 1/3. And there's links to 7.5b and 7.5c where we talked about rational exponents, okay? Take a look at this one. We're going to ask what base with that power gives me a 4. Because we've got log base x of 4. So now we need to find the base. And it equals a half. And it converts to 4 equals x to the half power. Well, we could square both sides. That's going to give us an x equals 16. See? Now we have log base 10 of x equals 4. Now we've got the base, but we don't have the argument. We've got our exponent. So x is equal to 10 to the 4th. Well, that's just 10,000, isn't it? It's a 1 with 4 zeros, because that exponent 4. We've got log base x of 81 equals 4. So we've got our exponent 4. We don't have our base, and it has to equal an 81. So what base to that power 4 gives me an 81? A 3. 3 to the 4th power equals 81. So we know it's 3. Let's try another one. Got to remember our rule. We've got log base 2 of 16 equals x. Well, we've got our base of 2. We need to find our exponent, and it's got to equal 16. So it converts to 16 equals 2 to the x power. So what power gives me 16? 2 to the 4th power. So we know it equals 4. All right? Take a look at this one. What power gives me 1/25? Here's the base. Here's our exponent, our power, and it's got to equal 1/25. See? And because this is a fraction, we can write it as a quotient of 1 and 5 squared, can't we? We know that will give us a negative exponent, so we know it's negative 2. All right? So remember, a log function has a base and an argument. That little number 2, that subscript, is the base, and that green 8 is the argument, or x, or whatever value is there next to the base, okay? And the base needs to always be a positive number and not equal to 1. And the argument must also always be positive. So they need to be positive, all right? We're going to talk about inverse functions such as this in the next video. This -1 here, this superscript after this f, means we're looking at the inverse of function f. We'll discuss that. In 12.3c, we're going to simplify a to the log base a of x and log base a of a to the x. I'm going to have links to those previous videos about negative exponents and rational exponents, and those 6 Chapter 12 videos. I'll add this to the Algebra 2 playlist. That'll be linked in the description also, so you can just click on it. I want you to remember that you can help fund my efforts. I'm a retired grandmother trying to make ends meet on Social Security, and every dollar really, really helps. You can go to my description of this video, and you'll see all the links to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and to do fan funding or PayPal or Patreon.com. All right? Keep trying. I think you can do this. Bye.